In this episode, I'll cover several simple steps to restore weathered parts of your sailboat into protected, gleaming, varnish woodwork. Finally, I will also share a few tips from professional shipwrights that have been passed along to me. Thank you again for joining, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow along as we restore this 1974 Westsail 32. Okay, if you've been watching so far, we've been testing out this Interlux Schooner classic high gloss varnish here. Will do a good job with UV protection. Now, a lot of people that use it and they're very happy with it. You saw what it looked like before, and this is with 2 coats. And sort of the steps we've gone through so far is, you sound sand the board or rail or whatever it might be with 180 grit. That'll help give a very good mechanical adhesion when the varnish bonds, really old and new. Do, of course, vacuum, prep the surface. I'm using TotalBoat de-waxer surface prep. I don't thin it in any way, but I will brush on the first coat. We're using a Badger brush. Really, if I wanted to do this, this is my boat, so I just plan to brush or use a sponge brush. What I would prefer to do, though it does eat up a lot of materials, is to brush and tip it. Just get rid of the bubbles. And on every preceding coat, so the first one you'll brush and tip, and then on coats 2 through 4, I'm only doing 3, see how it holds up, but 2 through 4, usually you want to roll and tip. It's very important. Now, you notice that between coats 1 and 2, and now this will be coat 2, that I will use a Scotch Brite pad to just sort of sand it with the grain and give it that dull white look. Then I'll, again, clean the surface, prep it, and then go ahead and do the third and final coat. And this will just be a test. I think I'm very happy with the product. I think I'm happy with the color. It's not too gold, and it's not too yellowish. It looks very, very natural brown gold. It's probably the better way to put it. Brownish gold. This time I'm gonna have to dry the final coat inside because the bugs are really getting to it. But here we go. I think you can really tell the difference where the Scotch pad has sanded with the grain versus that second coat. And after the first coat, you'll notice it really does knock down a lot of the blemishes. This may not pick up. It has a little the bubbles. But now here, after 2 coats, we have a good base down. And there's not too many blemishes that it's knocking down. All right, we'll finish this and then we'll do the final coat. All right, we have coat number 2 knocked down. And then so we just prep the surface. Get all the dust and residue. And look at this. It's really not a lot. After the first coat, this will be pretty dirty. But after the second, there's really not a lot that's being knocked down. Another reminder is that once the wood is sealed, it doesn't really absorb much of the varnish. So you'll use less and less of it on each preceding coat. And one final tip before you store away the varnish is to use some sort of product, add heavier argon gas that sits on top of the finish to prevent any sort of skinning over or going bad while it's in storage.